Have you? Book one one's all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She's an influencer, model, entrepreneur, and all around half-ass mess. But in a good time for sure. No other than Miss Danni Adams. Welcome to Book 101, Miss Danny, and can you please introduce more about yourself?
Hi, my name is Danni Adams, and I am the creator and founder of Shine Wave. I'm also a model, an influencer. I'm so glad to be talking to you about Shine Wave today. It is a creative agency that focuses on influencer marketing and project management, and we are excited to be here today.
Miss Danny, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about mental health. How would you define mental health, and why is it important as a physical health?
Yeah, I think mental health is so important because it helps us and it guides us through able to how we interact with our families and our jobs and also just the way that we are with ourselves. And I'm really public about this. Was diagnosed with PTSD some years ago, CPTSD some years ago, and I have ADHD. And honestly, I think the beautiful parts of those things is I see the world differently. And I interact with people differently. But some of those downsides of those things is I struggle. I have some struggles, and there are some societal things that impact me on a daily basis due to my diagnosis.
Miss Danny, what inspired you to focus on mental health as a topic of discussion or advocacy?
You know what? Honestly, I think it came from my own lived experience and also just the reality of feeling unsupported and not even really understanding how to live and navigate with all the things that are happening to me.
What are some common misconceptions about mental health that you believe need to be addressed?
That mental health can be solved on its own, that or it's mental health is just some type of character flaw that people haven't fixed yet. I think the reality is that um, people need therapy, but beyond that, we need safe communities. We need people who are graceful. We need adequate healthcare systems in order to address mental health. We need jobs that are set up with the tools in order to support people with different mental health needs. Yeah, I think those are some of the things that are really essential to for people who are living with mental health diagnosis.
Very well said, Miss Danny. Beautifully articulated. How has the stigma around mental health changed in recent years, and what challenge remain? What are the challenges remain?
Yeah, I think we see more people talking about mental health to normalize mental health, but I think some of those challenges that come up is even though we are having conversations about it, we're not talking about the structural and systematic and the resources that are needed in order for people to live quality lives.
Quality lives, for sure. And can you share a personal or professional experience that highlights the importance of mental health awareness?
Yeah, just a few years ago, I came out publicly about my PTSD on a stage in Dallas, Texas, and I think what was so beautiful about that is I was scared. I was really scared. I was kind of a little bit shamed. Like I said I was gonna do it, and I was like, oh no, 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 I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm scared. And then I remember walking off stage, and this woman pulled me to the side and said, I have that too. And in that moment, I realized how important it is to share your stories, because it can feel alienated and it can feel like you're the only one, or it's only happening to you. But the truth of the matter is impacting all of us. It's impacting all of us in our unique ways, some more than others due to our traumas and our different diagnoses. And I think that experience really taught me that there is no need to be ashamed of who I am and what I carry.
Definitely. And what role does early intervention play in managing mental health conditions effectively?
Well, early intervention, I believe, is just super essential, whether it be therapeutic, whether it be medication. I think it's really important. I even look at my own life, and I've been navigating most of my life, well, all of my life with ADHD. And then here I am just a few months ago, I learned that oh my gosh, you're ADHD. Who knew? Who knew that was why I was losing things? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? And I think for a lot of us who are learning about our diagnosis late, we've been beating ourselves up and saying, feeling inadequate in certain areas in our lives and struggling emotionally and all the unique things. But the reality is, if we had had the support and care and resources that we need, who knows where we would have been in life, or who
Yes,
we could become, still could become, you know?
definitely. And how can individuals recognize when they are someone they know might need a mental health support?
I think everybody should learn about mental health, and not in a way to minimize it or reduce it, but I think that people um, should really talk about mental health with their loved ones and create safe spaces in their families and their communities, so that people feel comfortable sharing their stories, that people feel comfortable to say, hey, I'm not okay, that people feel comfortable to just take a nap around you. You want to be that sounding board, and also if things needed to escalate beyond that, to not judge, but also, but not to judge, but to be a lending arm and a shoulder for people to lean and cry on.
Lending on for sure. What are some practical strategies for maintaining mental health in a high stress environments like work or school?
Okay, well, I'll say this. This is what I do, okay? And I'm not saying I get it right. There are moments where I'm like, oh Lord, I failed. I failed. Okay, so listen, we're gonna go through this journey together. For
Yes.
me, here's the journey that I go on. I challenge myself to journal, or I will reach out to my therapist and aggravate her. Some of those things is write. Is to write. I write. Some of those other things is to walk. I reach out to my friends. I take a nap. I cook myself something. I like to do a little bit of aromatherapy, so I keep peppermint oil nearby. Do
Yes.
Yeah, do all kind of things.
Miss Danny, how has the rise of telepathy, yes, did I pronounce correct? Teletherapy and online mental health resources impacted access to care?
Well, I think it just makes it more accessible. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a girl living with the diagnosis. And for me, having a busy life, I used to go in person therapy, but now that I go to virtual therapy, not only do I feel like I'm talking to my girl, I'm talking to my girl virtually. I know that no matter where I am in my car, if I'm underneath a tree, if I'm on a bench, if I'm at an event, if I got just wherever I am, I could be in another place. I can talk to my therapist. And I think that for a lot of us, um, people who don't have cars, people who live in areas where specific type of therapeutic needs that they need just become accessible due to teletherapy. For example, if you are someone who is a person of color and you want someone else who is a person of color who specializes in anxiety or depression or bipolar disorder or whatever it may be, it's more easier to meet that person through telehealth than it is in certain communities. So I think it's important.
Miss Danny, as an influencer, model, entrepreneur, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Oh my goodness. Well, as you can see, I'm a star. And so my goal my goal is really to make an impact on people and use my influence to reach as many people as I can, as many people as possible. I'm not a perfect influencer, and I think that's what I want people to see when they see me, is someone who is transforming in the public, and growing and learning and inspiring and also getting things wrong. I think that's the beautiful part of the whole influencer culture.
Yes, I'm a star too, Miss Danny.
Yes, you are. Okay, we got the same name, Danny and Daniel.
Danny and Daniel are born to be star.
Yes.
Thank you for that goals and looking forward for more success and good luck for your goals. And
Thank
can you
you.
please recommend a book that influenced your journey or books that influence your journey?
Okay, I have to give two. I always say that you have to read Viola Davis's biography. It was really good.
Yes,
Um, and I would say Disruptive Thinking by T.D. Jakes, because that book is a book that taught me it is okay to challenge social norms. And I think as creators, that is our thing, to challenge what is already there so we can help push humankind forward.
definitely. Yes, people highly recommend those books. And thank you, Miss Danny, for recommending them. And what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be, of course, like you?
Well, I would say be like yourself, okay? Don't try to be like me, be like yourself, but be graceful with yourself. Learn what you need to learn, inspire when you need to inspire, teach when you need to teach, rest when you need to rest, love when you need to love, okay?
Yes, love, love, love is in the air. And thank you for that advice, Miss Danny. Truly, truly empowering answer and advice. And how can communities or schools better educate young people about mental health and resilience?
Well, I think everybody doesn't go home to parents who understands mental health. So I think it's really important that we increase funding for more mental health support in schools, that there are moments where children get rest. And a big part of mental health is making sure your basic needs are met. So, and I love our free and reduced school program, feeding programs that we have at our schools. But what would it be like if kids took food home? What would it be like if teachers weren't so burnt out and could be like teachers were for me? I'm 32, like they were for me in the 90s and the early 2000s. Someone that I can really come and say, life is hard at home, can I talk to you? And I think that comes with us as a society advocating for school systems to getting the resources that they need and expanding what they already had in the past to catch up with the future.
Good catch up. Definitely in the future generation. What are some promising advancements in mental health treatment or research that excite you?
I don't know if I can really answer that question.
Hmm. Okay. So, Miss Danny, how do cultural or societal factors influence attitudes toward mental health and seeking help?
Well, I just want to say, like, I'm a black woman in America, and already there is a stigma that black women need to be strong all the time. We need to carry people, we need to carry our families, we need to put ourselves last. We're not supposed to have any problems because, these are things that we're the strong ones. And I think that those things further marginalize us, keep us down. And as for myself, I really talk about therapy not as someone who went to go get fixed, but someone who was really, really, really trying to transform their life. And I think that when we look at young people specifically, and we see all the pressures that they're experiencing today, we must begin to care about mental health, and also in the ways that our society, uh when you're poor and you don't really have the resources to get therapy, we need to make sure that we're advocating for resources to go to people who are marginalized and need extra support.
Miss Danny, in your company, Shineway, how do you advocate mental health?
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I think the creators are going to save the world. No, that's just the biggest thing that I have to say. And influencers are major storytellers. And so within our organization, we support and hire people with mental health diagnosis. We work with content creators, and we understand that many of content creators are neurodivergent people, and we embrace that every single day. I I tell people that if we all can remember Einstein and support Einstein, who was Albert Einstein was also neurodivergent, then we can support and love on the people who are modern day Einsteins, and that's what Shine Wave does. We inspire because we understand that we shine together.
We shine together for sure. And how can workplaces foster a culture that prioritize mental health for employees?
Well, for us, we do mental health check-ins at Sean Wade. How you doing? How you feeling? Are you really truly feeling inspiring at this moment? And so we embrace that. We also launched a product most recently. It's called the Reset and Recharge program, where we give influencers music that can help them calm their anxiety. We also do breath work. It's a breath work activity, journaling prompts, and also nervous system resetting tools.
Interesting, Miss Danny. And before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well, geography 101 in fourth season, and my baby podcast law 101 and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Donnie, what is the one key message you hope people take away from prioritizing mental health?
You know what? We all have something that is challenges in life. Maybe yours isn't mental health, maybe yours is finance, maybe yours is you deal with something else. But if you understand that everybody can have a challenge in the world that hinders them, then you understand that it is important to love and support people in their mental health journey and giving them what they need.
Miss Danny Adams, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your projects, your business, or anything that you are doing right now?
You can always go to shinewave.com, SHYNEWAYV.com, or on any social media platform, Shine Wave, SHYNEWAYV. And you can follow me on Instagram at I'm a Pound Cake, AMA Pound Cake. Thank you.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Danni Adams because if you support her, for sure, more and more and more empowering advocacy to come, more and more empowering business to come. So, Miss Danni, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.